Show us. That doesn't really work, does it? Have you tried? Oh, that's good. Oh, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Better. So much better. What a fantastic, fantastic tune. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. I've been Donald Trump. Thank you and good night.
And what time?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Toffee Brand Coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're gonna give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm gonna let you keep your hand.
Good day, everybody. I think I just saw Hannah Claire drop out. She might be having some tech issues. But I'm
welcome,
sure she'll
my
be back.
fellow Goyam.
Yes, Goyam. Stop Goyam hate. It's a real. Did you see that video? I think Danny did it. Danny Paulchuk. It was pretty funny. Like he's pretty good at AI, and it was like something like, stop Goyam hate. It was like one of those, kind of a meme of those old
Stand up
videos or whatever.
to Goy hate. I just found it. I'm actually going to be with Ryan Long later on tonight. So I'm excited to see what he's going to be doing here in Miami. But I just put it in the link. I haven't seen this yet. So if you want to do a live reaction, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't protest.
Yeah. All right. I wonder if we should save it. By the way, Wesley Ryan Routh just got sentenced to life in prison. The Trump assassin. Not surprising, I guess I would say.
They're probably going to steal a lot of those documents surrounding, with some of the questions. That,
didn't the government hit his son with a pedo bomb?
There usually is a trend around deep state cases where that usually does happen.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah, I think it was his son that they were like, "Oh, man, your son has a computer full of CP." Whoa, just like the guy, the brother of the Las Vegas shooter. Whoa.
Yeah. and then there's the Charlie Kirk.
The psycho guy.
He just confessed to it right away at the hospital after stopping police efforts, trying to stop.
He was an active distraction. And for no reason whatsoever at all, just blurted out that he has computers full of CP. I mean, it could have happened to anybody.
Orion Alexander Ruth, quote, was arrested this week after authorities searched his Greensboro, North Carolina home in connection with an investigation to child exploitation and found hundreds of files depicting abuse of children, an FBI agent said in court papers.
Oh, wow. My God.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like look, I don't know, but
I know.
It's like, damn, this is happens a lot. It's
another coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, they're coincidences all the time. I don't know. A less conspiratorial person might say, here's what happens. The U.S. government needs to make their case, whether or not you're guilty or not. And they say, well, here's what's going to happen. Either you could cooperate with us, or we're going to give you a family member of yours a fate worse than death, because going into federal prison as a pedo is the worst thing. Yeah, it's a death sentence, and usually those people are didn't they shove a broomstick up Jeffrey Dahmer's ass? I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was very, very bad. But I don't know what happened to Hannah Claire. And she saw the message. She didn't. I thought I saw her in here, but maybe not. Maybe she's dealing with.
Maybe something happened with the baby.
Yeah,
stuff like that happens.
Oh, here she is. All right.
Nice.
Right on time.
Oh yeah, my time zone's 3 minutes behind yours. I don't know if you guys know that.
Oh,
3
yeah.
minutes?
It's 4 minutes now, but yeah, no big deal. Nobody's.
You know, I'm just a middle child who needs attention. I need to make a dramatic entrance every once in a while. Otherwise, you guys will, not appreciate me at my full value.
Yeah, I understand that completely.
Anyway, before we get into the crazy conspiracies that are becoming true, how's your guys' week? I haven't talked to you guys. I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. I missed you. Where are you?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, you weren't here. You weren't here last Wednesday.
Sick last week.
It was Testrocast. Yeah.
Boys.
Are you listening to some of the Radowski health advice?
I don't know.
Just say
I mean,
no.
you and I have talked about the benefits of zinc. That's a regular part of my diet, but I didn't have a specific Luke diagnosed protocol. But I'm totally fine now. How's Florida? I heard you guys got that cold snap.
I feel bad making fun of everyone for being in cold when it was warm here, because then it's like
it came with a vengeance for you guys.
I luckily have an air filter that also has a heater. Otherwise, the places here in Florida, they don't come with heaters. There's no heaters.
They're not built for it.
Yeah. So I insulated my chicken coop with a whole bunch of furniture and a whole bunch
keep the
of
wind off
things.
it.
Just, yeah,
Chickens
take
are
the
pretty
wind.
hardy. Like they can take the cold. You know, you don't want their
chickens
water
like
to
the
freeze,
cold,
but
but it was still getting close to like 30s, you know, with the wind chill, obviously. So I made sure my chickens were okay. Everything's fine. I just started to like plant and grow a bunch of stuff. So we'll see if that survives.
Yeah, there's gonna be a big kill probably. Like
a bunch of iguanas were gone, which is good because they destroy
I know they're terrible.
Local wildlife and they're invasive.
Don't
I literally just saw one, but I was.
Did they come back though? Like, don't they just hibernate and then come back, or did they die?
Yeah, but people are capturing them, which is good, right?
Oh,
People
okay.
are capturing them, taking them out, which is good because they're very invasive. I remember even seeing right by my the waterway that I'm near, people on boats with air rifles.
Air rifles. I would love to do that. They're supposedly not bad eating. Like.
No, people are making like lizard tacos.
Fry it or something?
Well, the tail's like basically all meat.
I mean, if the satanic predators get away with what they're doing, they're probably going to do worse things to us, and we're probably going to have to eat iguana meat soon. So, you know.
So what's the recipe? Tell me.
Well, they tried to do that.
I saw a Twitter video of someone making lizard tacos.
Oh.
Well,
Florida tried to do that with Florida tried to do that with lionfish because they're super invasive and like all these you know, like Florida's totally taken over by lionfish, so they try to convince restaurants like, oh, lionfish is a delicacy, but they're also poisonous, so you have to they're not easy to prepare. And
such a high risk order at a restaurant
for a very average normal fish.
Wait, hold on. I just sent the video. I think it's worth playing because it has a lot of shock value.
But I wanted to play this for Hannah Claire.
We'll play it next when we talk about it because I think it'll be perfect to talk about the topic.
Oh, okay. So
but
save
the
that.
Yeah, stuff is a little bit more timely now.
The lizards remind me of like Cornish game hens where they have a lot of bones. I feel like there's not a lot of.
They remind me of the British royal family.
Yeah, well, you just take the tail.
Lizard, interesting.
You just take the tail, put it in a stew. You know, there's not a lot of meat in the body. I used to have an iguana as a pet.
And then you ate it? You got really hungry?
Times were tough. I was in college. Actually, my wife's mom gave it to my wife as a gift. Let me tell you this, parents.
What's a specific gift?
I don't care.
Did your wife want one?
No. Nobody fucking wants one.
What a crazy thing to do. Wow.
I'm like, what are we supposed to? We were moving out in our first apartment. This thing got to be like 6 feet tall, 6 feet long, pretty quick. And then we had cats, so we couldn't let it out. So I had to spend, like in college, I remember we spent like $2,000 on this standing enclosure that he could be in. And like, and it got aggressive because we didn't handle it enough. And I was like, what were you thinking?
How are you supposed to handle it? It's 6 feet long.
They're fine. They're pretty docile if you have to handle them like every day. But when you're in college and you're driving 45 minutes to go get to school and back.
Pet owning time, iguanas or not. This is the kind of gift that your mother-in-law actually wanted it for herself and was like, I'll give you this thing.
I don't know. I remember seeing it and I was like, that's staying here, right? We're not taking that to our tiny apartment in Stoughton, Wisconsin. But let's see what we got here. This guy's got some filter. He's got green eyes.
It's so cold here in South Florida that iguanas like this one are falling out of the tree.
His forehead is looking a different direction than his face.
Yeah, yeah.
We're making iguana tacos. Green iguanas are an invasive species here in South Florida that compete with our native wildlife for resources. But because they're not from here, they aren't adapted to the cold. So when we get these cold fronts, they become too cold and they fall straight out of the trees. Whenever we have these cold fronts and they start falling down, a lot of people will go out and collect them to help control the number in the population. But they do have the nickname chicken of the trees because they're absolutely delicious. So rather than let this one go to waste, we're going to make tacos.
I disagree. I've had it. It's not that good.
Yeah.
It's like when people try to convince you, you know, oh, eat snake. Snake's delicious. I'm like, why wouldn't I just have a sirloin? What do you mean? Like,
or gator. Gator's not good at all either.
Gator is the biggest scam I've ever seen, and it's brutal in Florida. It tastes like shit. They're like, man, come on, man, you gotta just put it in a stew. I'm like, yeah, you could put a boot in a stew and it tastes good. Like, you put that gator meat up in this roux in the stew and it's delicious. I'm like, nah, it's not better than beef. Not even close.
This next part I'm not going to show because I don't want the video to get taken down, but we have to humanely dispatch and clean this guy. It's a good thing I managed to remove this one when I did, because inside I found over 20 eggs. So by
Oh, nice. I wonder, those are probably super nutritious.
Inside of
removing
it?
this
Yeah. Okay, let's have a moment here to teach Hannah Claire how babies are made.
I didn't know it was female. I'm sorry. I thought it was a boy.
Okay. Oh,
Where
okay.
else would they be?
You had a baby. Yeah. Now, females, men, they have the sperms. And then females, they have egg reserves. For women, they're in their ovaries.
Those just look like cherry tomatoes. Are we sure this is legit?
I don't know what iguana eggs look like, but I'm going to guess they are.
This guy is like, that was a stuffed animal. These are actually some sort of very small fruit.
It's
He's
AI,
making all of this up. We believe it 100%. That's why his face looked a little bit off.
Yeah.
This one iguana, we've actually saved the environment from over 20 iguanas come spring. And you guys know that I like to waste as little as possible. So in addition to making the tacos, I'm also going to try to preserve the skin. And any leftovers are used as crab trap bait, so zero waste. First things first, I filled the pot with water and added onion, garlic, a bay leaf, and some salt. And we're going to bring this to a simmer. Once it was at a low simmer, I added in the iguana.
Yeah, see, he just took the tail meat. These are just cuts of the tail.
At a low simmer, I added in the iguana.
Make us
meat, and we're going to let this cook on low heat for the next 30 minutes. By par cooking the iguana like this, you give it flavor and tenderize it. After 30 minutes, I removed the iguana meat, set
he's got legs too. He's got some wings. I think you'd call them iguana wings, maybe.
it to the side so that it could cool down, and then added the iguana eggs to the hot water to soft boil. Then I added the soft boiled iguana eggs with some
This is probably good as fuck. Because these eggs don't have a hard candy shell, it looks like. It looks like there's just a membrane.
Avocado, some garlic cloves, a little olive oil, salt, and lime juice, and gave it a good mix. Once it was done, I topped it with black pepper and lime, and we have our sauce.
That's probably good.
Next, I removed all the iguana meat from the bone, added in my favorite seasonings, and tossed it into the frying pan so that it could get nice and crispy. I like to let the edges crisp up until they look something like this. In the leftover oil, I crisped up some tortillas. Then I added in the iguana meat, topped it with some pickled red onions, jalapeno, and cilantro, and then drizzled on our sauce. And there we have it, iguana tacos. They look good and they smell good, but now it's time to see how they taste. I'm just going to add a little squeeze of lime to this.
They probably taste fine, but it's not better than chicken.
Dip into the sauce, and bon appetit.
Not gonna lie,
this guy could put together a nice plate, but again, like at least I don't have to worry about this because iguanas don't follow the trees where I live.
Well, look,
I need a squirrel recipe or something. That's my regional problem.
Yeah, squirrel is good eating. I learned how to skin squirrels at an early age, and it's you just basically like peel them open, and there's the thing is, I know I respect the tradition of squirrel meat. I do, but again, it's a lot of work for and they're not really a problem by me. So I feel like I'm killing this thing just to eat like a bite-sized piece of meat. And
right, if it was the only meat you had access to, I totally understand it. But again, some stuff just seems like a lot of work to process for very little return.
Listen, guys, when we're in the satanic predator endgame, this is what we're going to be left to do.
That's true.
You better be taking notes
study
now.
up now.
Well,
Do you think you'll be able to get avocados? You might be able to in Florida.
There's a big avocado tree that my neighbor has that's huge. He actually has been gifting me avocados.
I grow them in my basement. And then this summer, we're building an underground greenhouse.
A bunker?
No, it's just a greenhouse. I got the plans from this. There's this one company in Oregon or Utah, I think. Basically,
a prepper greenhouse. I love it.
Well, so the way it works is you dig a hole right down to below the frost line, and then you line it with wood chips on the bottom and then the top. And as those wood chips are decomposing, they put off a lot of heat. And so you don't have to run really any electric in there. And then you add artificial lights, so you'll need light for that. But you don't have to heat it, and you can grow. We talked about this on the show before. You can grow citrus all winter long. And it's pretty good. We wanted to show this to you, Hannah Claire, because we know you have a problem.
Yep, and special feelings about this issue.
Yeah, and so shout out to Danny Paulchuk for sending this. He sent it in so we could show it to you.
Let's go, Mom. We're gonna be late. Hi, Mr. Tony. Mom, what's that?
Nothing. Just get in the car. Let's go.
Who did that?
Come on. Right now. In. Get in. Right now. Let's go.
Did you paint it or something?
Move it. Seatbelt on right now. Put your seatbelt on.
I love it. It's so perfect. Nice resto on that Chevy, though, too. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff.
Hi, Mr. Tony.
Bad painter, by the way. If he had that much paint on him.
He was rushing. He didn't know how much time he had. He wasn't sure if they were running errands or going for a long trip.
I have some critiques. First of all, a little paint thinner and a rag probably would have taken care of that on a vinyl door. But if it was a wood door, it looks like a modern vinyl door. So I would ask, hey, we need to, But anyway, she's like, oh, powerful stuff.
But if he used paint remover, how would they know how to identify him?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Also, does this imply, I know they had him looking around the corner. I've seen this video before. Does this imply that he's been out there just hanging out and didn't notice it, or
Yeah, well, it's around the hedges,
around the corner. I don't know.
This shot, he's behind. No, he should be able to see it. Oh, there he is now. That's cleaned up.
Also,
but what about? Yeah, he saw it there. Oh yeah, he just never looked.
He just never, which I respect.
Yeah,
sometimes
as a
you
man,
don't want to know what's going on with your neighbors.
Yeah, as a man and a homeowner. Unless your house is on fire, I remember this one time, my neighbor's house, I could just hear in the middle of the night there, and it was actually there. It was around the block. I could hear somebody's CO2 alarm going off.
Oh man!
I broke into their house, and because I knew they had a dog, and I was like, whatever. And not only were they not home, but there was no CO2 leak.
But the alarm was going off, so how are you supposed to know?
It was going off, and I could hear it, and I was like, what do I do?
That's a better safe than sorry thing. I'm sure they weren't how could you do this to us?
They thought it was hilarious. Yeah. They were not mad. But I was like, sorry, but
I don't
if you
really
were dead.
know what my neighbors are up to, but I definitely check on the days that we have to put out our trash cans, because then I'm like, are you guys doing it? Is this a day? Have I forgotten?
Oh, yes.
That's the community effort.
Yeah. When they changed our garbage day, and it screwed up our whole, because my wife was like, some neighbors' garbage cans are out and other ones aren't. So, what do we do? I'm like, well, we'll just put them out and see if they're gone tomorrow. Because where I live, I'm not saying who, but somebody does a lot of shopping, and I cannot miss a garbage day. I can't miss one. I can't.
It's a finely honed system. Yeah.
If I miss one, I have to go take all the garbage down and burn all the cardboard. So I take the garbage down, dig through it, burn all the cardboard. I've missed it a few times in my life. It's not great.
Yeah. So Danny's also reporting, I'm on Danny's Twitter account, that someone bought the domain and already has a site up called standuptogoyhate.org.
Do you guys think that's wrong? Are we not allowed to stand up to goy hate?
Well, no, let's get started. Let's see here. The Telegram. Oh, it's for a Telegram. Okay. I'm not entering any random telegrams. That's not happening. White people make up just 9.8% of the population worldwide.
I thought it was smaller than that. That was 7%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It is lower than that.
Well, if you check the jail records where they're registering people as white when they're definitely not white, I mean, that number could definitely be inflated.
Yeah.
So true.
I want to talk. Because we have our resident Epstein expert in. There's a lot to talk about Epstein, but leading into the Epstein stuff, I do want to talk a little bit about. By the way, shout out to sponsor of the show, Kalshi. It can be a Super Bowl market, the usual. But here's the thing about Kalshi. I shouldn't have read that part. The correct part is Kalshi's available in all 50 states, whereas a lot of the sports books are not. You can trade in and out of the game. There's a bunch of fun markets who will attend, what songs will be performed during the Super Bowl. I prefer to use Kalshi for, political bellwether testing. But also there's an incentive where you trade $10 and you get $10 using my link in the description at kalshi.com/quartering. So you get a $10 credit when you trade $100 using that link. So they have lots of promos right now. check out Kalshi.com. Thanks for sponsoring the show. The current odds on a Kalshi are, when will the DOJ release dataset 3? Will there be more releases? And also, will Bill Clinton, be charged with contempt? Will they actually testify?
I know. What did the market do with that today? Because the announcement of like I call them tentative dates, although they're claiming they're official.
That's what the market did. The second they announced the tentative date, there was a sell-off, but it was almost up to 75%. So anyone who bought in at 30% doubled their money if they got out. What do you think? Are we done? When will the DOJ release dataset 13? People think mostly right now it's going to be before 2027. Well, that's a safe bet. Before September is about 20%. But now there's been a huge spike in before March, saying that there's going to be another drop. There's a lot to talk about in the drop, which is going to take up a lot of the show today because we have Luke, the only person I know that's actually been to Epstein Island, and has been reporting on it longer than, almost anybody. Maybe Alex Jones and him are similar, but
about the same time. Me and Alex were talking about this stuff. We were talking about the European kind of human trafficking aspect of it with the royal family for a very long time. Over 15 plus years. So this has been going on for quite a while.
So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get more, Luke?
So right now what's happening, there's something really strange happening within the DOJ as they just quietly got rid of their download all button.
I saw that last night, right? Yeah.
Which is very weird. There's also
everyone already has it. So maybe it was literally just our servers are getting crushed.
I mean, the government is known for having big data servers.
Yeah, they got plenty of money.
They got a bunch of taxpayer funded money. When it's not going to the satanic predators, it's going towards data centers now.
Yeah, right.
There's also a lot of files that are being uploaded and then deleted, which is just an awful look.
Multiple copies of the same file under different file names I've seen too.
Yeah, sometimes the victims are accidentally put in there, but there's other files that are being deleted that don't have anything to do with victims or accidental duplicitous releases. They have things to do with Rothschilds. The mention of the Rothschilds are going down as well, which is weird. There's a big email here. I think the biggest email for me is Epstein emailing Peter Thiel saying that he's a representative of the Rothschilds. Yes. We saw him talk about how David Rockefeller essentially helped him ascend to where he is by putting him in the Trilateral Commission, which is essentially like the Bilderberg Group and CFR conspiracy type of secret society organization that does pull together some of the most powerful people in the world that collude together in private for their own personal benefit with the intel agencies. I think right now, Ben Shapiro, I just did a full video on him. I think his take is absolutely wrong here.
What?
But he's making the very nuanced argument like, no, rich people weren't hurting. All these people weren't hurting small children. I'm like, dude, the guy was hanging out with Woody Allen. If you look at Woody Allen and how much of a guest he was at Epstein's estates, how he was proud of being at Epstein's estate, what he did to his children, what he did to his adopted children, how he married his adopted children, the accusations his wife made against him. I mean, pretty clear that guy is up to no good with small children. And that's the aspect here that I think a lot of people got wrong. I think Nick Fuentes got it wrong. There was a bunch of other right-wing influencers that before this release were saying, no, there's no children here at all. No, it was all barely legal. Well, that's not true. And it's not just that. I think we're finding out a lot about the tech and the medical community that's really shocking. I mean, Epstein was talking about transing children and the adult benefits for 3-year-olds to go on hormone replacement therapy.
Sexual benefits.
That's some weird, creepy stuff. There's new photos showing him biting small children. And this is the stuff that, of course, Ben Shapiro makes the argument saying, we don't have the smoking gun. I'm like, I don't want to see the smoking gun. We shouldn't release the smoking gun. And we have to understand, not only are these files heavily redacted, protecting a lot of these predators, But obviously, there are videotapes, there are photos that are far more gruesome and grotesque that we should not release to the general public.
Well,
but Ben Shapiro makes the argument because we didn't see it, it never happened. I'm like, bro, I mean, we have over.
If a tree falls
like,
in the woods, does it make a sound? You know,
exactly. And Ben Shapiro made the argument. It's a leap. It's a leap. It's not true. There's no smoking gun. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to see the smoking gun. Like, I don't want the general public to be exposed to that smoking gun. But we know it's there, and we know it's disturbing. And seeing Kash Patel's statements last night, Todd Blanche's statements,
he needs to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, Trump says, "I want the DOJ to move on." Kash Patel's like, yeah, we're moving on. Todd Blanche is like, it's not illegal to party with Epstein. And I'm like, that's the wrong messaging and signal being sent here. The messaging should be, we're going to look into this. And if there are predators still out there preying on small children, we're going to stop them immediately. And that's going to be our number one focus right now because we know that's happening. That should be the messaging. He had a perfect layup with the Clintons because the Clintons were in contempt of Congress and they didn't follow through on that. They had a perfect layup to make it about the Clintons, to arrest the Clintons. The Clintons now came out and they said, yeah, we'll testify. Their testimony is supposed to be.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be. February. My lawyer has advised me to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. But it's not only that. They were specifically asking for questions not to be asked about Epstein, not to be asked about Maxwell.
Yeah.
Congress luckily denied them from doing that. But we have to understand that this is what the Clintons have been doing ever since late last year. Ever since about September, October, the Clintons were like, okay, we'll testify. Yeah, we'll testify. And then it's like, oh, something came up. Oh, something came up again. 3-4 times this happened. This is probably going to happen again with them. And now, because they're saying, yeah, we'll do it. Trump doesn't have that easy layup anymore where he could have held them in contempt of court, just like Peter Navarro, just like Bannon, like Roger Stone, and all these people were held in contempt of Congress. You had the perfect layup. You have the perfect opportunity. And for me, this is just personally important. I'm just going to stop after making this one point because I could rant about this. I've been literally doing 40-minute videos, and I still am not finished talking about all the kind of inner layers and connected dots that I see here with the ruling establishment and the elites and the eugenics operation and the horrible stuff that they were doing here. But I just want to leave it here on this one particular point, and I'm going to let you guys go off because I'm sorry because I'm ranting here.
No, go ahead.
But the one point I'm making is that this is of key, utmost important, if not the most important thing in current events. Why? Because if the elites are able to do this and they're able to rub it in our face and brag about it and kind of show off about it and have no consequences, these sociopathic, crazy, insane individuals will now understand I could do whatever I want and they can't do anything about it. And they're going to keep doing it even further, escalating what they could do to us. This is a chance where Donald Trump really could set the trajectory of this country for people to have faith in government, to people have faith in the institutions, to people have faith in this country and the future of America, which is a beautiful idea that is worth fighting for and preserving, non-violently fighting for, of course. I just want to make that distinction so it's not made here. But Donald Trump has the opportunity. Alex Jones just came out and says he needs to run with this. He needs to take this opportunity or else we're screwed here and going to be essentially ruled by satanic predators that are going to become more aggressive after this. So that's my point. Sorry for ranting, but I could literally talk about this for hours and hours and hours.
I mean, what do you think, Hannah Claire, about all that?
I mean, I don't want to rehash points that we've already made. I think this is an important case. I don't know that I expect much to come from it. I mean, the revelations, and I'm curious Luke's take on this. The informations that has come out is definitely igniting some interest every once in a while. It does seem like there are certain names that people weren't familiar with that have been revealed because of this data dump. But overall, I understand why Trump came out and was like, I think we got to move on to other things that are pressing to Americans. I mean, Trump is like, I got cleared. There's obviously nothing on me. So, you know, I'm done with this. But I understand why there are a lot of people who feel like we can't just let this go. I'm not sure where the forward momentum is right now. And again, for me, it was interesting to see some of the names that have come out and that often a lot of them still hold positions of power. on the other hand, I just don't know kind of what the path forward is. And so in some ways, I wonder if that would be demoralizing for the general public. Like now there's information.
I think it's demoralizing what's happening right now. And I think the path forward is pretty simple and clear. Hey, there's predators out there still hurting children. We have to investigate, find them, and stop them immediately.
Do you think the DOJ will? Like, are you expecting Pam Bondi to do that?
I'm sorry?
Are you expecting Pam Bondi to do that? This is just like genuine question. Because like people are pretty disappointed with the Trump DOJ. I mean, it took a long time to get these documents out. I know there are a lot of cases where they feel like they're not pressing forward. Are you expecting charges from the DOJ?
They should. Will they? All the messaging is no. And that's very disappointing. I could always hope for a miracle, but all the signs are pointing to no. And to me, that is something that is going to be very detrimental towards the political capital that Trump has. And I think he could get a lot of political capital. He could get a lot of faith. I think if he holds all of these, I mean, imagine, this is what Mike Benz, he made this brilliant point saying, imagine if Donald Trump just became president of the United States and just released these documents right away. The amount of people that would be loving him, supporting him. I still think it's not too late to save face. I think it's still not too late to hold these powerful people accountable.
What
it is
about
dangerous.
The bodies, man? Yeah. Well, hold on. So this just dropped like moments ago. Again, I don't know. I'll defer to Luke because he'll know if these are new or not. But 4chan just released a list of leaked Jeffrey Epstein videos. Some of the titles, and I'm just going to read them because, you know, it is what it is. Girl masturbating on Epstein's bed, Epstein with a baby, Epstein playing with his dick, girl shaking her ass in a bathtub, girl appearing to give Epstein a hand job. Again, I can't watch this and I can't download it to verify, you know what I mean? Like, this is the problem. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, okay, you know, I'm not going to be the one to verify. You know, again, is the girl masturbating on Epstein's bed of age? Because we know he was a sex freak, you know,
that was
Epstein jerked himself off. I mean, that's not a crime.
Yeah.
You know, there's allegedly there's a lot of porn, but I'm not clicking on any of it, you know, and I'm trying to find these comments like, you know, some random paste bin from Poll that has Jeffrey Epstein's child porn. I'm not clicking that. Yeah, like I'm not clicking it. You know, if somebody out there wants to independently verify it, they're braver than me.
Well,
what
this
I'm
should
finding,
be done
Luke,
by independent.
We need like law enforcement or journalists
that are like
protected,
legitimately authorized to do so in a professional manner with authority backing, right?
Yeah.
But listen, we know according to this latest email kind of and file and document disclosure, Epstein was buddies with the creator of 4chan and Poll. They allegedly met, according to some of the emails. And a lot of people have different theories of, hey, all the QAnon stuff kind of came from there. As of course, that was the kind of perfect way to obfuscate. And the Pizzagate stuff. That's the perfect way to make anyone talking about this look crazy and to dismiss the real type of satanic evil behavior that was happening behind the scenes.
I'd be curious, because you have been working on this for a long time. This has been sort of your area of interest. And obviously through that, you've met a lot of people who are similarly compelled to expose this type of truth. Is there like a network of people who are trying to organize any action, or is it more about just like going through the files and finding these details that might not have been known before?
Yeah, there's no network. It's just literally people trying to connect the dots and remember who was where, what was said. There's a lot of eye-opening stuff here that obviously connects Epstein to the scientific and medical community that is also very concerning, not just when it comes to transing children, but creating designer babies, doing genetic alterings.
The designer baby thing is real.
Weirdly normal. Yeah.
Working on pandemic preparedness with Bill Gates many years before the pandemic actually was released. But we have to understand, there's another email where Epstein was talking about the future of
stop
Syria.
saying Luke's in on it. Come on, chat. Luke's not in on it.
What are they?
What are you in on?
They're just busting your balls. Yeah.
But this is the aspect here specifically. I forgot the exact point. What was I saying?
Sorry,
I don't know. I was asking you if other journalists who are like what they're doing with the information that's come out, because I mean we talked about this on Monday. Like there was a lot of documents.
Where's Snowden? We need WikiLeaks to go through this shit.
People who are like,
there's another aspect of here. This is what I wanted to say. There's multiple emails. There's multiple Signal accounts. There's also multiple private messaging apps that Epstein used that self-deleted a lot of communications. You also see in one of the emails, Epstein saying, email is not secure. We can't talk about the future of Syria here, right? So that was
in the pizza email too, like when Hillary Clinton got it. It said, we can organize this, but we can't do this here. Why are we having this at the White House? There's something else
Epstein, and this is an important part. Epstein was actually sending emails to Peter Thiel about the WikiLeaks Podesta emails.
Yes, he was.
Looking like he was very worried about them. What was in the Podesta emails? We Are Change. Our group literally exposed the spirit cooking story. We're the ones that broke and connected the dots and found that story that was in there, talking about how the Podestas and other people were literally writing on human walls with blood, pee, and poop messages to demons in order to summon them in. Like that's the stuff we're dealing with here. Like my goodness.
Let me redirect for a second and ask because as the layperson looking at this, also did you see that they didn't redact Epstein's Microsoft Outlook password, so everyone just logged into his email and are like sending emails from Jeffrey Epstein to people. I'm also noticing, and this is just X monetization, a lot of fake news. A lot of it.
Yes.
For example, the 9-year-old thing, that's not real. There's actually 4 other screenshots of that same email, and it's 19. But like, there's so
fake
much.
AI videos. There's fake emails going around.
Fake emails. Yeah, there's fake. We do know that there's this FBI thing that confirmed that Jeffrey Epstein, I was trying to pull that up, was trained by Mossad. I was wondering if that's even new, or do we already know that? Do you know, like, because there was a witness statement.
I think he was training someone for that.
Is that what it was? They talked to
the accusation. This is why it's it's important to look at the kind of DOJ website. But again, the DOJ is deleting stuff right away, right? So when people say this is like a perfect storm of confusion that I think is deliberately being placed on us.
Right. That's the problem with releasing it all at once. Let me read this last. So this is a witness statement. It says Jeffrey Epstein was represented by Alan Dershowitz. The witness remembered Dershowitz tell Alex Acosta, U.S. Attorney of Southern District of Florida, that Epstein belonged to both U.S. and allied intelligence services. The witness also shared phone calls between Alan Dershowitz and Epstein, during which they took notes. After these calls, Mossad would then call Dershowitz to debrief. Epstein was close to the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, and trained as a spy under him. Barak believed Netanyahu was a criminal. Many believe that now. Saudi Arabia, Israel, United Arab Emirates, and are allied against Qatar, Turkey, Iran, and Syria. Yeah. The witness, who presumably worked redacted, I asked the witness a lot of questions. They asked the witness a lot of questions about Epstein. The witness became convinced that Epstein was co-opted by a Mossad agent.
Just really quick, there's also breaking news because it looks like Congressman Nancy Mace is calling for Bill Gates to testify under oath.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! Like, yes, please.
Having a weird week though.
More. I mean,
what's the other thing that happened to Nancy Mace?
Australia.
Nancy Mace regarding had that article come out that her staff members were like, the big takeaway was like she was telling staff members to vote her on Reddit when it was talking about like hottest congresswoman,
hot or not,
and then they were talking about her drinking and stuff, and she put up a statement being like, I don't drink much because of a genetic disease. And then people were like just reposting pictures of her drinking.
Everything. I just do Nancy Mace. Twitter's just her boobs. Like that.
And maybe that's on purpose for her. I mean, if she it's hard to say.
Well, I saw a bikini picture of her. She's, keeping it tight. Nancy Mace told her staff to create burner accounts online to defend her allegedly going as far as instructing staffers to go on Reddit forums and boost their standing in rankings of hottest women in Congress. I mean, it's kind of cringe, but like,
it's not the worst thing a congressperson has done. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of her videos are pretty cringe too.
She is cringe.
Yeah.
I used to like her, and now she's become like Ted Cruz to me, where she's all show and no go. Like she seemed to be really kind of a good bulldog, but then she turned into this social media influencer. She's like, I'm in my pajamas. I'm going cross country to go to Congress. I'm like, dude, this is why women have a bad rap. This is why women don't get elected. This is the content you're making. The same with like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz was great when he was epically owning people for sound bites during congressional hearings, but like everything he's done since then makes me like him less. And like she's the same way. Like,
yeah. Plus, Ted Cruz was talking crap about JD Vance and Trump. Yep. But anyway, just to get back to your post about that,
she's
that
not hotter than Boebert anyway. She's delusional. She thinks she's hotter than Boebert.
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
We have to see the rankings before they were meddled with.
Yeah.
So the document you were reading was a witness. We don't know much. And again,
it doesn't make it true.
Yeah. So it doesn't make it true. There's some people that go to the FBI and say crazy, wild stuff, and they injected some of that stuff in there too. So it doesn't mean that just because you're seeing it, it's automatically true. Of course, we get that. But we do know that there's an obfuscation effort, there's a cover-up effort, and I think right now we need more than ever a push for accountability, a push for justice. And if there is here, we could restore faith in America. We could restore faith in this country. We could restore faith in the political process. Otherwise, everyone's going to be blackpilled. Everyone's going to be not voting. Everyone's not going to care. Everyone's just going to like put their heads down and say, whatever, I don't care anymore. I'm not voting anymore. I was talking to someone yesterday at a self-defense class, and they're like, this is all like so depressing. I'm not voting. Like, I don't know why I voted last time looking at all this stuff. That's the mindset of the normie that a lot of people in our political discourse don't really kind of get to hear. I like to hang out with normies. I like to see what they're thinking. This is a major issue. Normies are talking about this, and sadly, I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
There's a big movement of we can't vote our way out of this right now. And that's just kind of maybe a different way of talking about basically black pill or whatever the case may be. You know, the karate man against the black pill. But like, I would say I'm not black pilled because I got black pilled 5 months ago on the Epstein files. Like, you can't triple stamp a double stamp. I've already been black pilled. I knew no one was going to jail. My hope is that there can be public backlash, like public, we've seen a few people have to step down, right? But like, I think Bill Gates has definitely got a lot of shit on his shoe right now. He's got, his ex-wife came out and was like, hey, you kind of got to answer for, emailing back and forth about poisoning me, like about giving me STD medication without telling me. That's a federal crime, and like, who was Bill Gates banging? Was it, were they sex trafficked girls? I don't know. It's all very overwhelming. And I try to, the left is releasing every one of these, like wackadoo tips from the tip line. I don't think they should have released the tip line. I guess you have to, but like tip line.
You could just say, instead of just dumping everything, like, hey, these are anonymous tips.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then you could say, hey, we investigated this one. This one's sounded a little crazy. We didn't investigate this one. Like,
yeah,
at least
you should do that.
Be honest in that, but they didn't do that. They made it confusing for a reason. I was calling out creepy Bill Gates. I mean, for so many years now. I mean, everyone kind of knew, but now we know, right?
Yeah, we know.
It's going to be interesting to see if he does actually respond to this subpoena. I mean, we're living in very interesting, fascinating times. I know a lot of people want to pat themselves on the back, and I kind of understand that for egotistical, selfish type of reasons. But I don't think this is the time. I'm kind of more worried, to be quite honest with you, with just how all of this is being handled, because I really am praying it's going to be handled properly. I mean, Alex Jones literally came out and was screaming today, Donald Trump needs to do the right thing here. Please do the right thing. And I pray that he does. And I'm praying that the right thing happens. And I'm praying that the predators that are still out.
Oh, Big Pedo got him. Yeah. No, I agree with you. One of the things that's concerned me the most about this is the amount of commentators in our space that are taking out of context emails and saying, this proves everything 100%. Now we know, like that FBI thing, right? Like Luke has integrity. He has integrity. And he even said like, hey, this is just a witness. But I see a lot of people in our space being like, no, proven he was Mossad, or proven he was doing this, proven. And I'm like, they're doing more damage getting X monetization clicks than they're ever going to do. Like, it is not good to spread stuff that's easily debunked. Yeah. You're basically a useful idiot at that point. Because now,
but that's also part of
look how easily this is debunked.
Yeah. But that's also a part of people who are paid to muddy the waters and make everyone talk about this look crazy. I believe, and this is my own personal theory, that the whole QAnon Pizzagate thing was a deliberate psychological operation that some people fell for in order to really obfuscate from the real actions that were happening here. Now, that's a level of disinformation and mind warfare that's pretty advanced. To think that those stopped now, it's not true. I think they're still going on. And I think there are a lot of bad actors that need to be called out. And I think we all got to be reasonable. I get things wrong too sometimes, and you just got to admit it. Yeah. And it's okay. But we need to understand, hey, don't lose goal. Don't lose sight of the major goal here, which is accountability against the predators that have hijacked our systems for their own personal benefit.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of creepy stuff in there. Yeah, again, someone saved all of Epstein's emails from the release and set up a Gmail clone site. Now you can scroll through it as if you're in Jeffrey Epstein's email, so he can go.
Shouts out to those people. They did an incredible job there, by the way.
Yeah, if we go to this, what's funny is like, here, hold on a sec. Yeah, these people are the internet autism. Like, this is crazy, dude. Like, here's 644 emails back and forth with Cody Rudland. You are dead, lol. Good riddance. He sent an email to him after he was dead. Cecilia said, with love, my dearest Jeffrey, I don't know when you give us, so sad to read. Like, there's going to be some emails in here. List for Steve Bannon. This is from 2019, after he was arrested for being a pedophile. What do you make? Like, Steve Bannon's getting caught up in this a little bit.
Yeah, well, Steve Bannon was close with Epstein, right?
Yes.
So there was I believe a 2 hour.
I'm not saying there's any wrongdoing. I'm just saying he's getting caught up in this release.
I mean, there was a 2 hour interview released between Bannon and Epstein, and it looked like media training, and that's what a lot of people are saying. There's 16 hours that Bannon admitted to having. Bannon last year at the SAS Student Action Summit TP USA event last year during the summer came out and said, yes, I have 16 hours of video footage. I'm going to be releasing a documentary 2026. Start of 2026, the beginning of 2026, you guys are going to see the documentary.
Bannon should release all 16 hours right now, unredacted. If I were him.
Yeah. It looks like someone else had the 2 hours, released the 2 hours, but there's 16 hours. And Bannon said he was going to release the documentary. I haven't seen any teasers. I haven't seen any trailers. I haven't seen any announcement. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I'm sure Bannon's clean. But I will say this. If I were Steve Bannon and he was, let's say he said he was going to release a doc in 2026. All right, we're already into February. Releasing the unredacted video would not hurt the documentary.
Right.
Because you would still be able to add the context, and obviously you'd have the editing, you'd have the voiceover, you'd have all this stuff. I don't think it would hurt it. I think if I'm Steve Bannon, I just release it. If just because you don't even want to have the specter of him covering up. Because when he releases the documentary, what is everyone going to say? What was on the cutting room floor?
Right.
Yep.
They're
what
going to
did you
want the
cut?
whole thing anyways. I mean, it's sort of like the position Trump was in at the end of last year where, I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene said this. She said, I want them to release it because I don't think Trump's implicated in any way. And so this is the only way to clear his name. Just put everything out there. I think Bannon might be in a similar position right now.
Yeah. And again, I have no reason to believe Steve Bannon did anything bad. I don't look negatively on Steve Bannon. Lots of people interviewed Jeffrey Epstein. I don't think it means he's done anything bad. But you see the contact list: Elon Musk, Ghislaine Maxwell, Larry Summers, Steve Bannon, Bill Gates, Noam Chomsky, Tom Pritzker, Alan Dershowitz. I mean, it's like a who's who.
Yeah, Reid Hoffman.
Reid
All the
Hoffman's
most
on there.
Powerful billionaires.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is, I mean, nuts, right? This is, again, just because, again, just so we're clear, just because you emailed with Steve Bannon or Jeffrey Epstein does not mean you were a pedophile, does not mean you were engaged in anything illegal. People forget that Jeffrey Epstein.
You should be investigated. If you're hanging out with a convicted child predator, which he was, you got to be at least investigated because you knew what you were getting yourself into.
Yeah, you would think more of these people would be more forthcoming and just be like, well, okay, there's some emails between us. I'm open. FBI's welcome to investigate me. Here's the emails unredacted. I'm out. If I were Steve Bannon, I would say, here's a file to my website. You could download all 16 hours of unredacted video. I'm out. And use it as a way to promote your documentary. You could say, here's the raw footage. We've got a, documentary. I mean, this is just the marketer in me saying, like, hey, the documentary is going to be out. Well, I'm saying if you're worried about, hey, let's say he had millions of dollars invested in the documentary, right? Mm-hmm. And he's worried that, okay, if I release this footage, it's going to hurt the documentary. You just say, hey, like, these are the interviews with Epstein, but the documentary holds so much more. It'll be out later this year. And you just release it. I mean, I think, here you go. List for Steve Bannon. What, can I click on this? You can actually click on it. So this is from Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly. Mandelson, Barnaby Summers, what is this list?
Well, please note the information contained in this communication is confidential.
Ooh, well, okay. Well, Jeffrey's welcome to sue me. Again,
I know. It's like, does he think that's going to work?
I don't think that's going to work.
But again, all this stuff is what Epstein knew was compromised. Epstein knew all of this stuff wasn't safe to talk about on email. The encrypted private messages that the CIA has, those are the big deal. In one of the messages with Bannon, he actually, Jerry Nadler, he called him a fat little J, according to the messages. Yeah. And Nadler was pissed about him. But these are very personal, weird type of messages here. There's a lot of stuff with Michael Wolff here as well. Trump's going to be suing Michael Wolff here. But again, like, the burden of proof is on those guys. They got to release it. I hope there's a documentary, but I'm kind of losing hope for that because he said early 2026, the start of 2026. Yeah.
This is from 2019. Again, after he'd been convicted of sex crimes. Right? 2018 was when he was first convicted. Am I wrong about that date?
Earlier, 2008, I believe.
2008. Okay. 11 years later. Hey, Jeffrey, how are things? Just to let you know, we were able to keep the Leon Black money, but the $25,000 from your foundation is getting bounced back by MIT back to ASU. Sorry. Brutal press seems like a symbol for all of this. If you hate the rich, the men, the Trump types, I'm your boy, at least for the moment. Hope you're well. I mean,
there's also attacks against Roger Stone by Bannon and Epstein in some of the conversations as well.
Yeah, like, so much of this is just not a great look. Not a great look. If Epstein is having like private powwows about you or you're having them, this is my thing. And this is just my opinion. And I know some people on this panel are friends with other people that may be in these emails or whatever. And this is my opinion alone, so I don't want to put anybody in a weird spot. If you were emailing with Jeffrey Epstein after 2008, you're a suspect.
Yeah.
If a friend of yours, let's say hypothetically, if Luke were accused of these crimes, like it would be a hard cutoff. Like they'd be like, "No, dude, like I'm not going to be in your inbox after you've been convicted." Like, and
Same.
there are billionaires still sending him emails.
I agree with you, but I will say I think our culture's attitudes towards the crimes that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of, not the rumored ones with children, but being involved with like
the hooker
like,
stuff. Yeah.
Well, and like hooker stuff, and also the barely legal and like teenage girl, like I'm talking 15 up. And this, I hate to say this, but I'm just gonna be honest about it. Like in the early 2000s, people treated like 16, 17, 18-year-old starlets in a way that I think we would never do now.
Wasn't
like
Jay-Z dating a 16-year-old when he was 27?
I mean,
hanging out with
wasn't it
Kelly,
Beyonce?
who was in jail for being a predator.
There used to be countdown clocks until, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen turned 18. Like, it was a different time. I am very glad we have progressed past it. I don't think that being associated with Jeffrey Epstein during this period is necessarily a good look no matter what. But it is interesting to me that I think there is a case where people are like, yeah, we were way creepier and we tolerated stuff we didn't then. Obviously, there's a lot more to what was going on with Jeffrey Epstein. But his actual conviction, from what I know, was involved a like teenage girl as opposed to
it was somebody who was like 17.
It's not that it's okay, but like, again, I wonder what judgment went into it. It doesn't make it okay. It just,
he was a predator that liked small children, and he specifically asked for people with braces and had like terabytes of.
That's not what he was convicted of, right?
No, he was not convicted. And there are a lot of people that are addicted to the doors that Jeffrey Epstein could open for them that I could see. Look, let's say hypothetically, I put myself in that shoes, right? Jeffrey Epstein was, I don't know, funding my cat rescue that I'd always, if I ever won the lottery, I would build a thing called Chance's Place or Sunny's World. My cat that I lost early in life because it ate a lily plant and I didn't know. And I want to always like crusade, like I want to get stickers on lily plants in every grocery store in Florida.
Flower safety cat education. I get you.
Yeah, that would be like, if I won the lottery, that's what I would do. Like I'd spend time on that. Let's say, I needed the money. I was in Bill Epstein's circle. I think people could be convinced of like, you're like, come on, guy. It was just, 17-year-old girl. Like she was you know what I mean? Like I could see some people getting, snowed by that, maybe early 2007, 2008, 2009. By 2015, come on, guys. Like we knew it was way deeper than that.
Did you see what Cindy McCain said many years ago, John McCain's wife, about Epstein?
No, send it over.
She came out. I'm gonna share you the clip. I'm gonna go. I'll be gone for a second, but you should play this clip because this kind of highlights the attitude many years ago about the sentiment of what was actually going on. I'll be right back.
Yeah. FBI got quartering. Yeah. Oh, did I pause?
It hides in plain sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing. But we had no one that was, legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him. For whatever reason, they were afraid of him.
So isn't that kind of like now?
Yeah.
Like if we know there are people involved, that seems like we're exactly where we are now, except Epstein is gone.
By the way, huge shout out to the almost 14,000 people, 15,000 people watch right now. If you're watching us on the Rumble homepage, they take us off the Rumble homepage in like a minute. So do me a favor, click through to the channel, click on the quartering, and give it a follow. We're live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we're also live Fridays at 1 Eastern. I also do special unscheduled streams. I'll be doing one tonight as well. Talking some news and talking some trading card games, which I'm sure only a small percentage of people are interested in, but I will be doing that. And just follow the channel so that you get notified when we actually go live. That's the important thing. And follow Hannah Claire's channel. You can find her at Hannah Claire B, as in Bravo, on Rumble, YouTube, and X, and hannahclaire.b on Instagram. And you can find Luke
on youtube.com/We Are Change.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been doing 40-minute long videos. I've been doing 4 of them a day. I'm like, my brain's
You've been going
fried.
bonkers. Yeah.
I'm going insane just trying to survive. I'm still negative 769 subscribers for the last 30 days, so I'm trying to make up for that. YouTube.com/We Are Change. I'll just put it in the chat. I appreciate all of you guys and being able to talk to you guys about this stuff, because I know it's not easy to talk about this stuff, and I appreciate the ability to kind of go off and say the stuff that I need to say.
Let me say this, by the way. Melinda Gates, sorry, I would normally reserve this for Testrocast. If I bring up a picture, what is that movie? Hold on a second. I don't want to blow this.
Doubtfire?
No, hold, please.
Put your guesses in chat. What movie is Jeremy about to reference?
Look at Melinda Gates's face. What movie am I about to reference?
Hold on. I think I sent it to you in the private chat.
Hold on. Let me look it up, because I don't think you really know. I think it's a different meme.
Your kids and your internet and your memes and your movies.
He was like,
so fun.
He was like fighting crime from, he was like in a hospital bed in his house, and he was like a criminal. What is that movie? Chat, help me out. He was like this evil guy, and he was like in a hospital bed in his house.
Saw?
No. Bone Collector, thank you. Great movie, by the way, too. By the way, huge shout out to a good feel-good movie of starring why can't I think his name? No, not the Bone Collector. He was in a hospital bed. It was a white guy who was like a bad guy, and he was like on life support. Is it from Silence of the Lambs? Well, if I can't find it, no, that's Buffalo Bob. Damn it. Well,
click on my link. Click. Yeah. I think mine's kind of correct.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, I mean, I think mine's better. If Chad could,
if only we knew what it was.
What is it?
There's like a bad guy. Is it from Red Dragon? Like he's a bad guy, and then they kill him by having his like face get eaten off. But he had already had his face like, was it from Hannibal? Hold on. Yes. All right, here we go. This is who I think it is. This is who she reminds me of.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like.
Oh, come on.
That is rough.
My goodness.
That's what it looks like to me. Like her skin's like all weird looking. Like, and like, I don't know. Like it's weird.
Maybe it's just a low quality video, you know.
It isn't low quality.
Went through a lot of
For me,
stuff.
it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage. But I have moved on from.
See,
that.
Chad agrees.
I purposely pushed it away, and I moved on. I'm in a really
compared to that lady, rough,
beautiful place in my life.
I mean, look. This is what happens when somebody has early plastic surgery and they don't keep up with it. Like, she's definitely like had her neck done. You can see how weird spots are tight and other spots aren't tight. But like, and by the way, I don't think Melinda Gates is any saint. She was a part of all that shit that Bill Gates was doing.
She was a part of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that was doing absolutely awful work. Right?
Yeah. She's a demon too. Like, people are like, haha, Melinda Gates is divorced and she's donating all this. She's a globalist. She donates money to all these like open border shit. She was a part of all the like medical testing bullshit. You know, she is now calling for, you know, Bill and some level of transparency. I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure she wants too much digging going. Yeah,
I
bad
think
filler,
she's, like,
rough girl. Yeah.
a combination of trying to be like, yes, please investigate my ex-husband, but also I am not a part of it. And as you both pointed out, maybe she wasn't directly involved with the Epstein stuff, but she doesn't do a lot of the work that she does is bad. She's not a forgiven actor by any means.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would have been like to see these emails leak. I wonder if she was aware of some of these things beforehand. I mean, she'd done previous interviews specifically saying that her husband's connection to Epstein played a role in their divorce. I don't know if she'll ever write a tell-all book, but it's interesting because I don't think of her positively. On the other hand, this having all of this stuff come out about your ex-husband, the father of your children, must be difficult.
Well, the worst thing is that she obviously, look, there's also an inconvenient truth about these rich couples. You will not convince me she didn't know that Bill Gates was banging hookers. Like, it's like when Hillary Clinton came out, I was like, what? Like, believe me, Hillary Clinton was getting it in with 18-year-old, 19-year-old beefcakes too. Like, most of these marriages are a sham. And, but like the part about, drugging her with STD medicine, I think that probably would piss anybody off. Like, yeah.
But do you think she already knew about it? Like, do you think that came out?
Of course.
During their divorce, and we are just being made aware of it?
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that she knew about it. Because I'm sure they were in basically like a dead marriage. I mean, she hated Epstein. This is well known. She probably thinks maybe that's what destroyed their marriage. I don't know. But it's odd. There's some other stuff that I wanted to talk about today outside of Epstein. We talked about earlier, I think you missed this, Hannah Claire, but Ryan Routh was sentenced to life in prison. No surprise there.
Plus like 84 months or something. It's some like extensive and not wrongly, but a long sentence.
Yeah. I mean, no, the media didn't even cover his trial. It was just like, here's a guy who's pro-Ukraine, so we're not going to...
He was representing himself, right?
He did represent himself, which is always, a bit of a joke. But...
Yeah, I think if he hadn't represented himself, he would have had more media attention.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because like...
It's usually hard to watch when somebody does that.
Right, and it's like... I remember...
They covered Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was defending himself.
He had charm
and
style, and also was a serial killer. I mean, it's a different horse of a different color. I just think that like a lot of the times when somebody who doesn't have a legal background covers themselves or represents themselves, a lot of it is just like kind of a trial of incompetency.
Well, they had when that piece of shit in Waukesha ran over the grannies. Yeah, he was defending himself and like.
I covered that one, and it was painful to watch, partially because the judge had to keep being like...
They had to put him in a different room.
Right. And also he would like constantly be like, I object to everything, and I'm being held against my... Like, it just like made no sense. It wasn't like a clear presentation of evidence.
Yeah, it's... I do think... I think J.D. Vance just had a very base moment. I know a lot of people... I feel like the people who are very critical of Trump, he's getting a little puffy again, J.D. You're going to have to...
Some men gain weight when their wives are pregnant,
Yeah,
so,
well, yeah, okay.
Testosterone goes down too, by the way.
Yeah, but he just hit a reporter with this. This is what I love.
Did you plan to apologize to the family of Alex?
What I say?
Yeah, the audio is very low.
Did you plan to apologize to the family of Alex Peretti?
For what?
For labeling him an assassin with ill intent.
Well, again, I just describe to you what I said about Alex Peretti, which is that he's a guy who showed up with ill intent to an ICE protest.
No, but if it's determined that his civil rights were violated by this FBI investigation, will you apologize to that?
So, if this hypothetical leads to that hypothetical leads to another hypothetical,
it's a real case.
Will I do it?
I mean, J.D.
Who
Vance
did he bring up? I didn't catch the first part.
Alex Peretti.
He said, "Do you plan to apologize to his family?"
Yeah.
And J.D. Vance went, "For what?"
Yeah, he's so good with the media. Like, it's just, it's so good to watch. Like for what? Chad Vance, I mean, the smug, condescending smirk after he says, so what? He's so proud of himself. Yeah. I mean, for what? Don't fight with cops. If you're going to fight with cops, don't bring a gun. and he fought with cops not once but twice while armed with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying, look, you can't go outside and run around. I'm not saying you can't run around outside with a 20-foot metal pole during a thunderstorm either. But if something bad happens to you because of that, what do you want me to say? What do you want? There is no apologies required. Now, I did not care for the way that Kristi Noem and even a guy who I really like, I can't think of his name, the DHS guy, their leader guy.
Tom Homan?
Not Tom Homan, the guy on the ground.
Bovino.
Did not care for that. Like, he was a criminal with a gun. No. He's allowed to protest. He's allowed to protest with a gun in Minnesota, I believe. Once he started fighting with cops, then he's a criminal with a gun. And I think that's an important distinction that nobody made. Also, ripperonis to the Washington Post today.
Big layoffs there.
Yeah, type S in chat to spit. One third of Washington Post fired today. That's a big cut because they had already gone through several cuts.
Yeah.
I think I think
seeing AI is going to take their job. If you look at most articles right now, they're like written by AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even like that done well. It's just like
they're not done well, and they're not always accurate, but it is becoming like the standard replacement.
Well, they're basically articles written around a tweet. You don't need a journalist to do that. Like the real journalism's getting done on the ground by people like Nick Shirley. And so they just take a Nick Shirley video, like write an article around this, and it just happens. Some viewer chats, by the way, I missed. Tim's final graphics card says, when will the Republicans stop sitting on their hands and vote in the damn SAVE Act? Well, that is the thing this week. I don't think they're sitting on their hands. I think they're trying to get it done. Ricky using the Rumble wallet. Thank you so much for sending some Ethereum. Rumble shorts are a win. They will take a bite out of pro-Israel fake talk for sure. Yeah, Rumble shorts are out on the desktop. I don't know when they come out in mobile, but I suspect you're going to see a big influx of people. Omega writes, Jeremy, zombie squirrels will feast on your nuts for eating their kinfolk. That's why I don't want to eat their kinfolk. Mighty Megatron says, why do Jewish people get circumcised? Because Jewish women won't get anything unless it's 20% off.
There's also a bad Predator joke that I have that I don't know if I should share.
Share it.
What's the one good things about pedos?
What is Lucas said is, what is the one good thing about pedophiles? Luke, tell us, what is the one good thing about pedophiles?
They drive slow in the school zone.
That is true. They law abide there. That's
disavow. Gross.
Yeah. They also help candy sales. It's a good thing. Yeah. Yuki War 2 says, don't forget that Jelaine had connections to Reddit. Yes. And had an account that pushed and gatekept what was on the front page. Yeah, she didn't just have an account. She was like in the thick of Reddit.
Poster, the number one poster.
Yeah.
And it's circumstantial, right? We don't have proof, but it's pretty clear that it's her as the posting stopped from the top poster.
Yeah.
Right after she got arrested, right?
Coincidentally.
Yeah. And then the 4chan stuff is super weird.
The 4chan stuff too. And she was on 4chan for sure. Daylina on YouTube says, if you guys can make a remake of any movie, but all actors were puppets except for one, what movie would it be? I don't know. It would have to be a comedy. So maybe, what about the Goonies? Maybe the Goonies would be funny with puppets. I think you could have fun with that. Hannah Claire and Luke don't watch movies. Luke, I recommended Rounders. Have you watched it yet?
Mine to me is Steel Magnolias, but I don't actually know that it would be better with puppets. I do like it the way it is.
Yeah, that could be good. Luke, have you watched Kingdom of Dust yet or Rounders?
I have not.
Rodney says, if these freaking demonic abusers are not brought to justice, there will never be faith in U.S. government going forward. Yeah, it's going to take another hit for sure. And Jason says government never ever apologizes for being wrong. That's true.
Yeah,
You might get him to write a check.
I watched Kingdom of Dust. It was great. I laughed my ass off. I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, the Chinese one. Yeah. Pedos have detachable heads. Well, yeah, that's true too. Also, by the way, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, like everybody's pulling out now after this trans lawsuit that happened earlier in the week. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons have now recommended against gender transition surgeries for youth, becoming the first major medical association in the U.S. to narrow its guidance. Well, it's because they're all worried about getting sued now.
Yeah, malpractice.
Yeah, the malpractice lawsuits are going to be crazy.
I believe there's another case involving a detransitioner and being heard by the Texas Supreme Court on Friday.
There's going to be thousands of them.
I think there's like a storm coming over the next couple of weeks is what I'm trying to say. Like, I saw one specifically. It's coming up in Texas very soon. I think you're going to see them in multiple states, basically through the next like 3 months of the year. And I wouldn't be surprised if it ultimately comes down to the American Academy of Pediatrics and there's a push to make them reverse their stance.
Yeah, they're going to have to, right? Like, I mean,
I would assume, but I assume they're also infiltrated with ideologues who are going to go down kicking and screaming.
Well, I think what they're also worried about is, the issue is you have to be careful how you come out here. You can't admit fault. You can't admit you were wrong.
Right.
So you're basically going to be like, well, we have new information and now we're changing it. That's going to be the only way to probably soft shoe this, to get, to not get yourself caught up. By the way, RFK Jr. unveiled a new $100 million effort, which is nothing for government money, to tackle addiction, homelessness, and mental illness. Money never fixes homelessness. I hope we're not spending money on that.
Right.
We know this. California spends, I think, what's the number? It's a crazy number per homeless person. It's millions per homeless person.
Like,
did you see that
like 60,000 per homeless person?
Yeah, 60K, maybe 70K per homeless person. They could just pay their rent and they're still homeless. Like,
did you
money
see
does
that
not
the mayor
fix
of
it.
Seattle is pledging to get all the homeless people off the street before the World Cup tournament rolls in?
Well, of course they are.
Like, of course they are. And also, like, I just don't think it's going to work unless they're like rounding them up and putting them in jail. Like, it'll be interesting to see how the socialist mayor tackles this.
Some sort of camp is what you're suggesting, Hannah Claire?
Yeah,
well, they love encampments. They love it. They love
they focus.
encampments.
They have to focus a lot on that count.
Yeah, some sort of camp for the homeless. You heard it here. You heard it here first. Hannah Claire says put the homeless in camps.
I didn't say they should do it. I'm just saying watch Seattle over the next couple weeks.
Well, I think I can't say what I think fixes the homeless problem because it's super complex. I think that cities should be much stricter on it. You see cities like Seattle where like people are setting up homeless encampments on people's front lawns, and they can't get rid of them, and it tanks their home value. So they can't. They're literally prisoners in their own states to rabid homeless people. I think you should be allowed to get rid of those people by nearly any means necessary. Like, your government is holding you hostage to these drug addicts, and your kids have to walk past them on the way to school. And if your government's not going to, I can't say how you solve homeless people. I would argue a large percentage of homeless people are drug addicts who would prefer to be homeless and on drugs than be housed and not have drugs. So what do you do with all these drug addicts in a free country? Not much. What I would do is I would open up a big old ranch in Montana and say, this is where you go. And you're going to get clean.
Montana's problem? That's rude.
No, you're going to stay. Well, you're going to stay on this farm. You're going to work. You're going to, you're going to produce something. You're not going to have access to drugs. You can have this, or you can go to jail. Like, this idea where, Seattle disproved this nonsense where they're like, well, we're going to decriminalize drugs because, it's just putting people to, everyone and their fucking mother knew what was going to happen. Drug use has skyrocketed and other drug addicts have moved there to take advantage of it.
But Interesting that overdose deaths are down in America. I attribute this largely to the higher border security, with constricting the flow of drugs into the U.S.
Long-term addicts rarely overdose. That's the thing too. It's the people who overdose are the first timers, or the people that get drugs that are,
they're relapse, right?
They relapse and they overdose, or they're like, remember those people that died at the Super Bowl, like outside because they bought cocaine, but it was laced with fentanyl. 3 people died, I think, and just sat outside and fucking overdosed and froze to death. Those are the people that overdose. Like, buying clean cocaine probably isn't gonna, most people aren't gonna overdose on that. But when it's laced with fentanyl that comes over the southern border, they do. And so,
yeah, drug deaths also went down dramatically under Trump's administration. I know I'm more libertarian minded, but it's important to admit that policy is kind of working, and a lot less people are dying because of it. Now, some people argue, no, these people need to win the Darwin Award.
Yeah.
Right.
Accelerationists. Here's all the heroin you want.
Yeah. But drug deaths have gone down significantly under Trump's rule, which is something that we need to admit.
Yeah. I don't know, like a few homelesses here and there, I don't have a problem. It's the violent junkies that, commit crimes to get put in jail when it's cold out, all this kind of stuff. Like, we need a better system for that. I don't know what it is, but it's not money. Darkside said, I spoke to a homeless man once in California. He was making $200 a day plus $1,000 in government help for a month. That dude was making easy over $90K a year. Tax-free money. Money doesn't fix it. Well, it doesn't. I mean, your whole community is on the streets. All your friends are there. Your drugs are there. Your social life is there. It's like, the Jeremy Courting knows about drugs like me. Yeah, he knows about drugs like me. Caffeine is my favorite drug. Blueberry cobbler. Yeah. Coffee's good. I think that if you look, also a big thing that's helped addiction is the widespread availability of Narcan. Shout out to these. I've never seen a video. I've been told they exist, of like the Narcan crusaders, where they like drive by junkies and just spray Narcan on them and ruin their highs. Is that a real thing? Is that a real thing in video? Because I support that. Like,
is that how it works? You can just like from a drive-by distance.
Well, I'm imagining a cloud that you just can't not inhale.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to go into their nostrils and put it in. And
well, okay, maybe if somebody's ODing on the street, you just blast them. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I've heard of this.
It's like Narcan, kind of in the size of a fire extinguisher, and they're like nozzling it out the window.
I think that would be hilarious.
This idea. I think you're just trying to make this a thing.
If it's a thing, I mean, what's the crime?
It could help.
What's the crime?
I don't know that it's actually happening.
Yeah, just smoke grenades of Narcan. Throw it into the homeless encampments, like ruin their high. I would love to see, Narcan gas grenades. You could be sued for what? For what? Saving their life? A homeless man's going to sue you for what? Ruining his high? I don't know what the crime is. Harshing their Mel?
In some states, I'm sure that is a crime.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the government should just go out there with a fire hose and Narcan and just be like, all right, guys, party's over.
I'm against forcefully drugging people, but
you're not drugging them. You're taking the drug out of them.
You're anti-drugging them?
Yeah. Make this happen.
I think I'm against that one too.
Run this all the way up to the top to President Trump and JD Vance. Disturbing the buzz. Yeah. You
like,
can't be sued for saving one. It doesn't
sound like something you're allowed to do, but I can't totally say why.
You cannot be saved for trying to save one. It's called, there are Good Samaritan laws. So I don't know. I think if you run up on somebody, like there was somebody in Milwaukee that was very clearly ODing, and I was going to go back to my car and get my Narcan, and but it was too far of a walk. And I was like, well, okay. But if you've ever seen somebody who's high on fentanyl, you could probably just walk up to them and right up their nose. They're not going to stop you. I think
I can't recommend not doing that enough. Don't walk up to violent, dangerous,
I'm just joking here.
Junkies.
I'm just
Do
joking.
not walk up to crackheads and shove things in their nose, please.
It's an interesting ministry.
I'm just vamping
Jeremy's
here. I'm just,
developing.
yeah, I mean, I'm saying like, yeah, when you narc a junkie, they go into immediate withdrawal. They attack you. Yes, there are many videos of people attacking you. I'm just saying it's hilarious. Jeremy drives around with Narcan in his car. Yes, I do. I drive around with 5 bottles of it. It's part of my first aid kit. Everyone should. You could save a life. You know what I mean? Like,
aren't they expensive?
No, you get them for free from the fire department. If you call
Really?
like your local fire department, I got mine for free. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I also stacked them up. I had anybody who gets a prescription for like pain pills, they include Narcan now. And yeah, and you can, and like, so I had like a Vicodin prescription and they're like, do you want the Narcan? I'm like, yeah. And I just put it in my kit. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, there's 100% chance like you're going to be happy if somebody, I mean, yes, there are many videos of junkies, but if you see somebody who's unresponsive, you give them the Narcan blast, you save their life. Narcan is free. Yes. EpiPens are expensive. Yeah. Not included. Insurance doesn't cover it. Again, like I said, call your local fire department, or you can get it for free if you want it.
Yeah, there are a lot of or nonprofits that you can call and get them.
Yeah, when I do my first aid training, they're like, here's the 5-6 places you can go to get Narcan, and you can also get, free tourniquets and stuff like that. I even have I have tourniquets in my car for pets, and I've used one before.
Free tourniquets? Wait, where are the free tourniquets?
Yeah, mine came. My wife got them from. I'll tell you offline. But okay. Yeah, it comes in like a sealed bag, and like you just have a tourniquet, and I keep that in my car too. Yeah, that's assault. It's assault. That's a charge. I'm not just so we're clear, I'm not advocating any vigilantism.
Jeremy's just brainstorming. He wants to stop drug use in America. Yeah. I get you.
Now, if the National Guard came through and just went, with instead of the water cannon, it was just Narcan. I'm not gonna protest it.
Again, we're in the brainstorming phase of this.
Yeah.
All ideas have merit. Not all of them are.
This is a give and take, chat. Yeah, give me some better ideas. Narcan Batman. Yes. I mean, just like think about the fucking videos. Dress up like
someone please make an AI video of this.
I'm Batman. You just walk away. Another life saved.
Narcan man.
Yeah, Narcan man. Yeah. You have to have a uniform and everything. It would be so fucking hilarious. I'm not telling anyone to do it. I'm just saying I would think
you initially said, I heard this was a thing. So
I did. I heard that the Narcan Crusaders were a thing. Let me look it up because I heard that this was a thing. Narcan Crusaders.
It's just actually Jeremy's group that he's like soft promoting.
It's an idea thought up by YouTuber Jeremy Hambley.
Whoops.
Here, San Francisco vigilantes spraying Narcan. I told you it was a thing.
Of course, San Francisco.
Yes, based. Here. San Francisco vigilantes spray OD antidote Narcan into unsuspecting homeless people. I'm not sorry. This will never not be funny to me. I love it. I love every minute of it.
Look, I feel like San Franciscans have had to deal with a lot. It's not the worst thing that could happen.
I mean, imagine being one of these junkies and you're like trying to get the pain away and you're finally there and you're finally hitting the whatever you're hitting.
Yeah, you're like, peaking. Oh. Yeah.
And then some asshole fucking runs by. Psych! You're a crackhead struggling, working, stealing all day just to get $10 for like a crackhead.
You've been sucking cock.
Luke's sympathy is with the drug addicted homeless person.
Doing the most evil, depraved shit just for fucking hit. You finally get it at the end of the day. You're finally relaxing. You're like, yes, finally I get my relief from my severe addiction. And some assholes like, psych, bitch.
Quartering signal in the night sky. An obese man jumps out.
Again.
An obese man, neon green suit with a neon like green N on his chest. He's like, oh, I'm gonna save you. And the guy's like, no.
I want to be high. I need to be high.
No,
I
sir.
think this is how you get them out of your cities. Like if there was a vigilante crew like spraying Narcan, everyone would be like, look, I'm trying to be high. I gotta
go get high somewhere else. Yeah. By the way, yes, the health department said using Narcan this way is not just mean-spirited. That's what they lead with, that it's mean-spirited.
It can save lives.
Cruel. It's not cruel. No, look at the fucking streets. Okay, you got needles in the streets and pills on the streets. It's not cruel. What's cruel is what's cruel is that toddler in San Francisco that fucking died because they picked up a fentanyl pill on the playground. I'm pretty sure they died. They overdosed for sure. I think they died. Like, no, I don't give a shit. Now, again, they said when you send somebody from a resting heart rate to a heart rate over 120 and somebody has a pre-existing medical condition, bad things can happen. I'm not condoning this, but I don't care. Like, I don't care. If you're fucking passed out on the street, like, individuals should...
It's just a crazy message to send people of San Francisco being like,
don't
you
be
just
mean,
have to
guys.
tolerate the drug users. There's nothing you can do. Even if you think you might be helping by spraying Narcan, you're just actually mean.
This is the same city, side note, where you have to park with all of your windows open. Because if you don't, it's your fault when they break your windows to break in your car. Like if you go to downtown San Francisco, there are signs that, and everyone tells you have to leave your windows and your trunk open because people will just break in your car. Who the fuck's doing that? Drug addicts. You know what I mean? Like, by the way, the video was racked up 190. Oh my God, there's a video. Oh, somebody find it for me.
Come
you
on,
need to get your ass up. Here, hand me the Narcan. He's using Narcan. Give me the Narcan. The cameraman shouts out, confronts a man slumped. Yeah, you better get your ass up. You ain't about to die out here. Oh my God, where's the video?
You're not about to die out here. And then
the
health
new
department's
strategy
like,
for
that's
moving bums
mean-spirited.
out of you. Oh, bro just solved the opioid crisis. Oh, yeah. I won't show the video because it's kind of profiting off somebody with a drug addiction problem. But like Narcan man's
like
arch nemesis, Afro Man, and his Colt 45. Yeah. Find a video on BitChute. It's uncensored. Well, we're live on multiple platforms right now. So what's to censor? You just put Narcan in his. I allow the link. If you can find the link, I will watch it. I'm not condoning it. Mostly because only because it's against the law apparently, and I don't want any of my viewers to get in trouble. You know, Trump is going to let illegals stay. Are you doom pilling? After Minneapolis shooting, Trump says in his administration could use a softer touch on immigration. Nah, I think you're doom pilling. They're deporting people actively. They're still deporting people right now in Minnesota. They're just watch.
And it's not the only city. I mean, they're operating in a lot of places. Minneapolis just has the eyes on it because
there's
like
some
chaos.
Like Dave Smith was like, they're not mass deporting. I'm like, dude, they're deporting lots of people every day. Just because it's not 1 million people a week, you can't pretend that they're not deporting people.
I'm happy for it to be more, to be clear.
Of course. Of course. Narcan Super Soaker. Yeah, I mean, I do like. I think it has to be aerosol. It has to be basically injected into the brain. You know, it has to go. So the Super Soaker wouldn't work. You have to use the dispenser. But yeah, I don't do anything illegal. I'm not saying it's not funny though. I'm not going to pretend like ruining somebody's high isn't funny.
Jeremy is just brainstorming. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Now, if you're breaking into somebody else, if they're in their house and they're high, let them be. But if you got to step over them, you know, I think you blast them with the Narcan and you leave a Bible. And you say, like, my job's complete here. 222 Chef says, Jeremy, I don't care about you getting high. Also, Jeremy, get the Narcan fire hose. It's time to save some junkies. I don't care about you getting high in your own house. But if you're out in the street in public spaces and, you know, kids got to walk over you, or you're dragging my house property down because you're ODing out in the street in front of my house. Yes, save some junkies. I think it's funny AF, but it's dangerous to do because junkies can get violent. Yeah, I'm not, again, for the 100th time, don't do this. But it is funny.
What Jeremy's trying to say is that he wants to see some innovation in how we save lives on the streets of America. And I don't think that's a bad sentiment. Now, the specifications, we can't all endorse, including Jeremy.
Yeah, that'll be I'll have to put that out in one of those image tweets, apology tweets later, when like big fucking big fentanyl is like, this is a human rights violation. Why would we do this? Jeremy, it's illegal for me to grab the burgers from the 600-pound people. Well, I think, oh, by the way, new feature. I don't know if I can show it right yet. It's not fully set up yet, but I do have dog cam now.
Nice.
So cute.
Yeah. There's Huckapapa. He's had a hard
I had that
day.
set up in my main studio too. We had a dedicated camera towards Atlas and her couch. But
how long has he been laying like that? Is this how he is the whole show?
2 hours.
Yeah, German Shepherds like to lay like that to cool off because they run pretty hot and they
His
have
balls-
like two.
his
Feel
balls are
safe,
hot.
right? He's
Yeah.
like, I'm okay. I can expose my stomach here.
That is that's actually, that's all. Like, he lays like that with dad at work and then in bed because he's like, this is a safe, like, dad's here. He's going to protect me.
You've got my back. That's so cute.
Jackson says, my brother's a paramedic. He said no one is more pissed about getting their life saved than junkies. Yeah, I've seen the videos.
Yeah.
I've seen the videos. Like I've seen them attack. I've seen them do all sorts of horrible things. I would love, submit your ideas to the show, your legal ideas for the Narcan Crusaders. I think that would be, I think that, look, if you had a bunch of junkies overtaking your city, okay, hypothetically, and then every night someone was going out there and ruining their high, they would move on. It wouldn't take very long. It would probably take once if you left flyers and were like, I'm going to keep coming back. If you're out here on the street and I see you high, I'm going to keep coming back. Signed, N.
It's just the like
NM, Narcan man.
The sprinklers in the public park actually shoot Narcan after like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. They would move on.
Look, you're either saving lives or you're saving the city, and I feel like that is a good goal. I'm not saying we have to do it exactly like this, but take back San Francisco, if you will.
Yeah, is Huck pretending to be an iguana? Yes, yeah. I don't know. Are they belly up when they die? Do they go belly up? I've seen them just laying in all sorts of ways because they fall out of the trees.
All sorts of ways. I saw a bunch of them around here. It's wild.
Yeah. Well, I think with that, I didn't think, I was trying to see if there's anything else breaking. I've got another stream later after dinner that I'm going to cover news, and I'm going to open expensive cardboard cards later. I know it's not everybody's thing, but it is some people's thing. And, I'm about to,
building some community over here with your cards and stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, it's white pill content. The whole reason I brought back Unsleeved Media, which is like my Magic the Gathering and Pokemon channel, is because I felt like I was only putting out like bad stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'll revive this channel. It's just white pill. Yes, I know the world's on fire, but I'm going to get excited about shiny cardboard for just an hour, for just 10 minutes a day, just something.
10 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not going to cover the Elijah Schaefer stuff. I actually did in a video last night and I deleted it. I felt bad. I was like, I
saw your post. I get to
yeah, like I'm praying for them. Situation. It's fucked up, but it's really nobody else's business but the family. I hope he gets help. He clearly has an addiction problem, and I hope he gets help. And e-girls never once, boys. We'll just put it that way too. I feel bad for the spouses. A lot of people got hurt,
Yeah.
Yeah. God, man. Anyway, stay
strong, Jeremy. Don't comment.
I'm not commenting. Yeah, no. So yeah, darts. What about darts? I don't know if Narcan darts. That would be a little more spicy. I don't think you can dart people.
Not hunting.
Stop the crazy homeless guy.
It would be safer for you.
Look,
you could
we're
do
still
it at a
brainstorming.
distance.
I love it.
We're just brainstorming here. Yeah, we're just brainstorming. Wait, fuck you, brutes. Mis primos are just as American as y'all. They're undocumented American citizens that worked very hard filling out their SNAP forms in Spanish. Yeah, right. How do you ban someone from a card game? I once got stabbed at a poker game and no one got banned. Only from organized events. I've been playing the whole time, and so, and there are no, fun fact, there are no more organized events because they killed the game. So whatever. So let the folks know where they can find your content. And before we kick it over to Viva Fry here, and we'll be back tomorrow with Estrocast at 2 Eastern as well.
Yes, come back for Estrocast for sure. It's the best. You guys can find me on Rumble, YouTube, and X at Hannah Claire B. Luke, go ahead.
YouTube.com/WeAreChanged. I'm going to do a video now on Kash Patel.
Do not already it.
Yeah, his thing about the Trump assassin and Epstein stuff is wild. So I'm going to do that right now. It's going to come out in a few minutes. Stay tuned for that. YouTube.com/WeAreChanged. Thank you guys so much for having me.
What about the cloud seeders? You can seed the clouds with Narcan, and then it just rains down. A cleansing rain goes
but you
across.
need to be more like a fog. It's got to be a low hanging cloud.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know. It's probably not good for people who are not high to be ingesting Narcan.
I don't know. So we have to call RFK Jr.
Keep brainstorming. I like where your head's at. Keep thinking
we'll do some
about
kind
it.
of project. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, guys, go say hi to Viva, and we'll see you tomorrow. Leave the fog out of this. Yeah. All right, guys. See you later.
I got the best place for Narcan.